Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some very interesting numbers. We finally actually have some numbers to go and see in how much the PlayStation 5 has been sold over around the entire world, America, Europe, etc. as well. We also have some Xbox Series X numbers as well. So in case you guys are kind of curious on how much each place has actually made, how many sales they've actually had in each region, and all that good stuff to kind of more so kind of compare the stock as well. I know usually there's not too many console wars anymore, but when it comes to, the Xbox and the PS5, there's always a little back and forth. It always kind of happens. So in case you want to go into the actual proper sales numbers, how much money Sony has made, it's kind of an interesting article we have going over here. So let's go and dive on into it. As always, guys, if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Pop on the notifications too as well. If you guys would like to, especially for the PS5 giveaway, if you guys want to be entered in to win that, all you guys have to go do is subscribe. Leave a like if you guys enjoy these types of videos. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream, a link down below if you guys would like to follow. We also have the Amazon link for the PS5 if you guys want to go check and see for warehouse sales, cancellations, or anything of the sort as well. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free money and free stock. And of course, also Coinbase, you guys buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go and get free Bitcoin as well with the Twitch stream, always linked down below. So as I mentioned, this article is going to be more so based on the actual sales numbers, profit numbers, and by per region, as well as also just by per actual place in general. So let's go dive into the article itself. This is from News Opener as well, in case you guys are kind of curious where it comes from. So kind of start off the article saying, despite the slow rollout over, let me go actually get our nice little camera on over here too as well, if anything. We'll go up on the top. Despite the slow rollout to meet customer demand, 5.21 million PS5s, was actually an update since the last time I actually saw an update, which was more around like the 4 million mark or so, have been sold as of this week, with more people awaiting their chance to buy one of the consoles. I'm sure some of you guys are on there as well. For the gamer without one, the PS5 is the holy grail, and one with not only value to the customer, but a big money maker for the manufacturer. Sony just released research revealed that the PlayStation 5 raked in $2.6 billion, which is astronomical in sales, and as of this week has sold 5.21 million units, which retail for $500 or $400 in the PS5 Digital. Trading platform UK's report also showed that 3.51 million units of the Microsoft Xbox Series X and S have also been sold globally, with a preliminary revenue of 1.75 billion. Which both of these numbers, no matter if you guys are a Sony fanboy or Microsoft fanboy, are astronomical. The holiday was a whirlwind of activity and networking among gamers, as well as those who might gift them the hotly anticipated and very difficult to find and buy PlayStation 5 from the start of its release in the United States in November 2020. Despite the online frustrations of devices selling out in literally 20 seconds after release and the endlessly long lineups for little rewards at Walmart's, clearly enough customers got the coveted PS5 to merit the big money revenue. So if you guys actually had a chance to go get your consoles or anything of the sort, definitely give me a comment down below, because I'd just like to actually know in here. In the rush to meet that December 25th deadline, some parents and partners opted to purchase from third-party non-licensed sellers as well. So we had a lot of this stuff kind of going on in general. There's actually more numbers too as it kind of goes down the article itself, so I'll let you guys know on that. PS5, high demand, low supply. And before you assume there was only then the PS5's early days, the demand is still high and the supply is still low, which I'm sure you guys probably know in general if you guys are watching my channel, mainly because we're from PS5 Restock stuff. I've been looking for 3 months, said gamer Dan Lee, 25, a New York City-based ops tech associate who tends to check sites daily. I've never once seen it in stock. I occasionally feel compelled to go third party, but then see how much they are. If anything, you should go just watch my videos over here, Mr. Just saying. Of his many gamer friends, Lee said, I only know one person who got one, and it was sheer luck. Lee is one of the many in North America who still want to go get the PS5. Yet the region leads them worldwide sales for 2.47 million of the 5.21 million total global sales units that were sold in Canada, the United States, and Mexico, where Xbox Series only sold 2 million. So overall, it's actually kind of crazy on how low the numbers are. We'll kind of get into it throughout the article itself. The sales could have been higher, as most retailers resorted to selling their consoles online because the pandemic impacted production supply, the report found. But the demand for the PS5 and Xbox consoles remained high, and consumers have struggled to find either console in stock. So here's actually more of the interesting stuff I want to go touch on over here. So apparently in Europe, In Europe, 1.73 million PS5 consoles have been sold, which is actually a lot higher than I was expecting based on all the previous numbers we've actually had a chance to go and see, especially because it kind of seems like the Europe and UK almost never restock, even though there is going to be a lot of restock stuff going on. We may even touch on the actual Europe as well throughout this week, so be on the lookout for that for later on throughout today. But in terms of that stuff, almost 2 million consoles is kind of insane for all of Europe. I'm not sure how big all the drops were in like Germany, Poland, etc. But as of the past few drops, they have had some major drops these past few weeks. We've seen lots of big retailers restocking. That kind of seems like a really big bump up. So basically, also the Xbox Series X has sold 1.05 million in the in the Europe. And also sales in Japan are at 0.3 million, so 300,000, which is astronomically low, considering that Japan's basically the main base for Sony, and they also have to compete, we know, with Nintendo as well. And for the PS5, and there's only been 30,000 Xbox Series X's in Japan. What is going on? Like, they're just not selling any consoles in Japan, apparently. And for the rest of the world, there's been basically 700,000 and also basically like 500,000 sales when it comes to the PS5 and Xbox Series X, which also I want to touch on that. We can touch on that really quick. I feel like these numbers are so low. So don't forget, we have hundreds of millions of people living in the United States, also with Canada and also Mexico. There's a lot of competition up here in the north, like North America. But I feel like if anything, Europe actually has a lot more stock than I was expecting. Now, Europe's also very, very big as well, don't get me wrong. But just in terms of the overall restocks, maybe it's because I'm more so of an American-based restocking channel. It's insane that I've seen Walmart, Target, Best Buy drop so many times. And in Europe, I've mainly, especially in the UK, I've maybe seen like 3 major restock waves, if that. And also in Europe, I think Europe's been a little bit more dry as well, which overall is somewhat intriguing to kind of note and kind of bring attention to or whatever. But I feel like these numbers are so low. Now, we kind of have a rough idea of these numbers in general, but more so the worldwide. Say, think of Japan, think of China, think of Thailand, etc. And all these other Asian markets, which have billions of people, literally in India and China alone, billions of people, that they've only sold maybe 1 million consoles. Now, for sure, they always like to be more focused on the American markets. Absolutely, same with the European markets, mainly because we like to game, we like to spend money, etc. And some of the places up in India, China may not be as well, wealthy in terms of small stuff. There's a lot of really good areas. No, I'm nothing trying to say anything rude. But when it comes to that stuff, it's kind of insane on how low the stock has been in all these other major regions. And even if you go and compare it just for Europe and America, even those numbers do seem quite low in general, based on how many people are actually around. So that's probably why there's so much demand still going on anyway. So kind of go touch on the next major stuff over here. Success for Sony despite supply demands. For Sony, said trading platform UK's report, although it faced a series of delays in some regions, which we've kind of noticed that in India, China, etc., the company managed to circumvent all the pressure and achieve the sales milestone in its history, which is insane on how many consoles they've just even sold. I think these are all record-breaking numbers, both for Xbox and PlayStation, which is insane. It added at this point, the 2 consoles' overall sales will be defined by the supply factor that will play out across 2021. However, despite the supply constraints, the new consoles are expected to outperform their predecessors, which is very true. I think they've even made even better stuff compared to every single console so far, especially for Sony. Gaming's popularity only grew when the population was forced indoors, and just in general, I think there's been a really big shift in the past 8 years or so with Twitch, with more YouTube gaming, etc., that there's been so many more people that actually like games and getting into games. I feel like it's more of an integral thing in society. You guys could agree or disagree, but even for my own sake, I think a lot of my friends who weren't really gamers back in the day, now they want to get into games, they want to play games, and there's also a lot more mainstream, I guess, attention mixed on it with tournaments, esports, etc., big marketing, big brands, big actual celebrities getting into gaming as well, and it just becomes very, very mainstream. And every year, I think it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. Gaming's popularity grew as everyone was forced inside, with authorities enforcing social distancing and lockdown measures. Gaming offered an engaging distraction for people at home looking for social interaction, which is very true as well. I know most of my contact with most of my friends right now are through games or on Twitch or even on YouTube as well. Said Jotinas Baltrinas, which I told it so they were an analyst at Trading Platforms UK. This translated into growth for the sector while elevating competition among key players like Sony and Microsoft to meet the new spike in demand. Moving into 2021, it'll be vital to see how the industry evolves to retain new users. Very interesting stuff kind of going on, more so for the numbers. So to kind of give you guys my thoughts, I kind of feel like it's insane because these numbers compared to the PS4, PS3, etc. are astronomically higher, way higher. Literally, Sony has made $2.6 billion, more so in revenue. You also like they're not fully making that money, or more so in income. So now that they still have to go and kind of, if they have to make the console, they're losing money on that. But it's an absolute insanity that they've made almost $3 billion. Same with Microsoft, that's pretty much at $2 billion. These consoles are making so much money. Now, granted, they sometimes lose money in terms of sales, in terms of making them and all of that. But at the same time, as you get people inside the actual infrastructure, we kind of touched on this throughout these videos this week, they make more money by selling Game Pass every single month, brand new games every single time a major release comes out, or like PS Now, PS Plus for PlayStation. So the amount of people that are inside their actual networks are insane. Like how much money they're making is insane. I do also want to make a note on it if you guys want to leave any of your opinions down below. I feel like the overall units do seem low though. We've kind of known these figures for a while as they keep on getting bigger and bigger, but I do kind of feel like only selling 5.2 million units worldwide seems kind of low. Now, as I mentioned, it's bigger than compared to the PS4, of course, but it's kind of based on the hype in terms of actually the consoles themselves. Seeing some numbers like how Japan has not even broken 1 million sales, and other places like China, India, Thailand, etc. haven't even broken 1 million as well. I just feel like in comparison, that's very, very low. Now, granted, it's very hard to produce these with all the semiconductor issues going on, so I understand that, but I think in my opinion, it's kind of just insane on how low overall these have been. And I'll be very kind of curious to see how the numbers are going to look like in a year from now, 2 years from now, and also after the pandemic, when ideally everything should be a little bit more efficient as well. Fingers crossed that it will be. So that's kind of my thoughts. If you guys want to leave your comments down below, I think it's very impressive both on Microsoft and Xbox itself, well, and PS5 itself, but it's also kind of cool to kind of go and see the comparisons on how that the PlayStation 5 has been outperforming, but there also just maybe actual production issues mixed down in where maybe Sony's just able to produce slightly more consoles than the Xbox Series X can or Microsoft can. So it also may go and contribute towards that too as well. I'd be very kind of curious to see if there is a one-to-one on what would be selling more or what would be selling faster, because as of right now, a lot of it kind of does come down to just the pure supply issues going on. So I think it's very intriguing. It's very cool to go and see that Sony has literally made almost $3 billion in terms of this. It's insane. And hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. I love talking financials. I love showcasing this stuff as well. Hopefully you guys like watching it in general. If you guys already saw it, as it all goes towards my mom, so thank you guys all for that. I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed for the PS5 giveaway going on for the channel itself. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below your thoughts. I'd love to go and hear it and see it. Whereas at the Twitter and Twitch stream, link down below, especially follow the Twitter for the Restock news or subscribe to the channel for the Restock news. The Weeble, sign up for Weeble, deposit $100, and you guys go and get free stocks and free money. Coinbase, you guys buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency, you guys go get free Bitcoin, and always have the Amazon link down below if you guys want to go and check and see when it comes to all the stock that is available. So thank you guys all so much. Very good video. I think it's very cool to look at. We'll have some more restocking news all throughout the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys all later on. Have a good rest of your nights. You guys are all fantastic, and I'll see you guys all later.